Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR HALACHA. And here's a brand new HALACHA for you, and it's for Tuesday, 20th day of August, 19th day of Av. Here we go. We're continuing on in our unit about gozes and how you're not allowed to cut anything that's growing on Shabbos. We got into some stuff about brushing hair, etc. So now we move on to the question of the Shaitel, or a wig. Would it be okay to brush Shaitel, a wig on Shabbos? And the answer is yes, because you're not detaching anything from where it's growing, so you're not having any problem of gozes or shearing when brushing that shaitel. And this would hold true even if it's a human hair shaitel, because although it's human hair, you're still not violating, of course, anything to do with gozes, shearing, because it's not growing, right? It's just set into a wig or shaitel, so you could brush that. You could even use a hard bristle brush, because if a hair were to fall out, again, like we've been saying, there's no gozes, there's no shearing, so you're totally fine. It would be a good idea, though, for you to use a brush different than the one that you use during the week, and that's only because of a different consideration, which is like an uvda dechol type of thing, which means that on Shabbos we don't like to do things in the way that we do things during the weekday. So in certain instances, like using your weekday brush on Shabbos would be considered an example of uvda dechol, a weekday activity, and therefore you should have a special Shabbos brush that you use for that occasion, so you won't be guilty of that. You don't have to worry about uvda dechol like in every different way, like you say, well, I take a drink of water every morning, so can I take a drink of water on Shabbos? Yeah. Uvda dechol doesn't mean you can't do anything that you do during the week. It's just certain kinds of vessels and certain kind of actions that are very weekday-ish, so those are the ones you stay away from on Shabbos. Okay. By the way, a little small ramification of this, that a hard bristle brush can be used on a shaitel, would mean that if there's a hard bristle brush on your nightstand or something like that, it's not really muktzah, because it has a Shabbos use, after all. So that makes it not muktzah. But one last thing to just be concerned for, and that is if you are fixing up your wig or shaitel on Shabbos, and you won't have a problem of gozes, but if it was like really a wreck, and what you're doing is fixing it to the point where now you can wear it again, so it was like going from a 0 to a 10, so then now you're running into a different difficulty, which is tikkun mana. You're not allowed to fix something on Shabbos. So just to touch it up, to make it look, more perfect than it was, that's something that you would be allowed to do on Shabbos. But if it was to, messed up to the point where you wouldn't dare wear it, and you're going to fix it and fix it till it's totally wearable, you've taken it from non-wearable to wearable, that's fixing it, and you're not allowed to fix on Shabbos, even though it won't be shearing, but you're not allowed to be fixing on Shabbos. So you can gently fix up a shaitel before you go out on Shabbos, but you can't take it from non-usable to usable on Shabbos. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.